Okay, next up in this writing and language section is question 4. So continuing on from where we left off in question 3. In 1958, the program's first year, very few people believed that it was even possible for a manned spacecraft to leave the atmosphere and orbit Earth. But by initiating and collaborating on projects such as the Apollo moon missions, the Space Shuttle program, the Hubble Space Telescope, and unmanned planetary exploration, NASA has continually challenged its scientists and engineers to do things that were previously thought impossible. All right, as I was reading through that, nothing really jumped out at me as incorrect. So let's go over and take a look at our answer choices to see what this question is asking us to think about. So I see in our answer choices that the words are not changing, just our punctuation is. So for that reason, this is clearly a punctuation question, which means we're also going to want to be thinking about our independent and dependent clauses, because punctuation is what determines those things. So the first thing I'm noticing is these two semicolons, and I like these semicolons because they have very specific rules. A semicolon is only used to separate two independent clauses. So if I put a semicolon in and I don't have an independent clause on the left and an independent clause on the right, then I'm not using it correctly and I can get rid of that answer choice. So let's take a look at choice B here and see if the semicolon does make that description. So if I put a semicolon in here, the ending might work. I have a full independent clause going on from NASA to impossible, but before it, I definitely have a dependent clause because it starts with but by initiating and collaborating on projects such as. That's going to set us up for a dependent clause, which means we can't put a semicolon after telephone. We don't have an independent clause yet in this sentence. Now, choice C is even easier because we all know that you cannot end a sentence with the word and. So again, we've got a fragment here, which means a semicolon is not going to work in this case. So now we're left with these two choices, which just move around this comma. Either it's before the and, as it is in the passage right now, or it's after the and, as it is in choice D. Now, we can apply a rule of commas here to know which of these is correct, and that is that commas always precede conjunctions. Our conjunction in this place is and. Just like we would say comma but or comma or, we want to say comma and, which means D is incorrect and A is our correct answer for this question.